Femininity. The word itself often evokes a swirl of images, flowing dresses, soft voices, delicate flowers. But true femininity, my friends, runs far deeper. It's a wellspring of strength, resilience, and wisdom. We're taught to equate femininity with fragility. But I'm here to tell you it's anything but. Think of the women you admire most, the ones who move through the world with grace and empathy, the ones who lead with their hearts and aren't afraid to show their vulnerability. These women, they embody true femininity. They understand that vulnerability isn't weakness. It's the birthplace of courage, innovation, and connection. Society often tries to box us in, to define femininity in narrow terms. But we're here to break those boxes wide open. We're here to reclaim femininity as the superpower it truly is. It's time to shed the layers of expectation and embrace the unique, powerful women we were born to be. There's a quiet revolution happening. Women are waking up to their own power. They're embracing their intuition, their empathy, their capacity for love and forgiveness. And it's changing everything. When we embrace our femininity, we unlock a wellspring of inner strength. We develop a deep understanding of ourselves and our emotions. We learn to navigate the world with authenticity and grace. This journey inward is where true transformation begins. It's about shedding the masks we wear for others and showing up as our most authentic selves. Imagine a world where women celebrate their emotions instead of suppressing them, where we feel empowered to express our needs and desires. That's the power of embracing our femininity. It allows us to live and lead with our whole hearts. It's not about conforming to outdated stereotypes. It's about owning our stories, our experiences, our unique blend of strength and softness. It's about recognizing that our empathy, our intuition, our capacity for deep connection, these are not weaknesses, but incredible strengths. When we embrace our feminine energy, we become more attuned to our intuition. We learn to trust that inner voice that guides us toward our purpose. We become more resilient in the face of challenges, more adaptable to change. We tap into a deep well of creativity and resourcefulness that allows us to navigate life's complexities with grace and ease. This shift, this embrace of feminine energy, it doesn't just transform us as individuals. It ripples outward, impacting our relationships, our communities, and ultimately, the world. When women rise, we lift each other up. We create a space for empathy, compassion, and understanding to flourish. Think about the leaders you admire, the ones who inspire you with their courage, their vision, their unwavering belief in a better tomorrow. I bet you can think of many who lead with a blend of strength and compassion, who embody both masculine and feminine energy. This is the kind of leadership we need more of in the world. Leadership that values collaboration over competition, empathy over apathy, and connection over isolation. When women embrace their feminine power, they become catalysts for positive change. They challenge the status quo and create a more just and equitable world for everyone. Imagine a world where feminine qualities like empathy and compassion are valued in boardrooms and government offices, where women's voices are heard loud and clear in all areas of society, where collaboration and cooperation are the norm, not the exception. This is the world we are creating together, one act of courage, one act of empathy, one step at a time. We're often taught, especially as women, to suppress our emotions, to put on a brave face, to be strong. But you know what's truly strong? Allowing yourself to feel the full spectrum of your emotions, to embrace the highs and the lows, the joy and the sorrow, the anger and the fear. When we deny our emotions, we disconnect from ourselves. We lose touch with our intuition, our inner wisdom. We become afraid to express our true selves, to show up authentically in the world. But when we embrace our emotions, we step into our power. We become more self-aware, more resilient, more capable of navigating life's challenges. It doesn't mean we have to be ruled by our emotions. It's not about being overly emotional or dramatic. It's about acknowledging our feelings, giving ourselves permission to feel them fully, and then choosing how we want to respond. It's about understanding that our emotions are valuable messengers, guiding us toward what we need and what we need to heal. When we allow ourselves to feel deeply, we connect with others on a deeper level. We cultivate empathy and compassion. We create a space for vulnerability and authenticity, not just for ourselves, but for those around us. Deep down, we all have this inner knowing, a gut feeling, a quiet whisper that guides us toward our truth. That's our intuition speaking. And when we embrace our femininity, we tap into this powerful force. We learn to trust our inner voice, to listen to the subtle cues our body and soul are sending us. It's not always easy. The world is full of distractions, of external voices trying to drown out our own. But when we cultivate stillness, when we create space for reflection, we begin to hear our intuition more clearly. It might start as a gentle nudge, a feeling of expansion in your chest when something aligns with your truth, or a sense of contraction when it doesn't. Pay attention to these subtle signs. The more you listen to your intuition, the stronger it becomes. It's like a muscle that needs to be exercised. Don't be afraid to trust your gut, even if it doesn't make logical sense at the time. Our intuition is our compass, guiding us toward our purpose, our joy, our most authentic selves. When we learn to trust it, we unlock a world of possibilities. For so long, women have been conditioned to believe that we have to be everything to everyone. The perfect mothers, the successful career women, the doting partners, the always put-together friends. We strive for this impossible standard of having it all, and in the process, we lose ourselves. But true strength lies not in perfection, but in authenticity, in embracing our imperfections, in allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, in letting go of the need to please everyone and be everything to everyone. It's about shedding the masks we wear and showing up as our true selves, messy and beautiful and perfectly imperfect. Vulnerability isn't weakness. It's the birthplace of connection, of empathy, of true intimacy. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we give others permission to do the same. We create a space for genuine connection, for heart-to-heart conversations, for real, raw, and beautiful relationships. It's not about oversharing or seeking pity. It's about being brave enough to show up as we are, without pretense, without judgment, to share our stories, our struggles, our triumphs with those we trust. And in doing so, we create a ripple effect of authenticity and connection that spreads far beyond ourselves. Our minds are constantly buzzing. To-do lists, deadlines, expectations, worries. It's no wonder we feel overwhelmed. But here's the thing, we don't have to be slaves to our thoughts. When we connect with our feminine energy, we learn to cultivate inner peace. We discover tools and practices that help us quiet the mental chatter and find moments of stillness amidst the chaos. It's about finding what works for you. Maybe it's meditation, spending time in nature, journaling your thoughts, or simply taking a few deep breaths before reacting to a stressful situation. These practices help us regulate our nervous systems, reduce stress hormones, and find moments of calm amidst the storm. When we're less reactive, we make better decisions. We communicate more effectively. We show up for ourselves and others with more patience and understanding. It's not about becoming emotionless robots. It's about learning to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, without getting swept away by them. It's about finding that sweet spot between feeling deeply and responding thoughtfully. And as we cultivate inner peace, we become a calming presence in our own lives and in the lives of those around us. We create a ripple effect of tranquility that spreads outward, touching everyone we encounter. For too long, women have been told to soften their voices, to downplay their accomplishments, to avoid speaking up for fear of being labeled as too aggressive or too emotional. But here's the truth. Our voices matter. Our stories deserve to be heard. And the world needs to hear us roar, with both strength and grace. Feminine communication isn't about being meek or submissive. It's about speaking your truth with clarity, with compassion, with an open heart and a willingness to listen. It's about using your voice to uplift, to inspire, to create positive change. It's about finding that balance between assertiveness and empathy. It's about knowing when to stand your ground and when to compromise. It's about speaking up for yourself and for those who may not have a voice. When we communicate from a place of authenticity, we create deeper connections. We build trust and understanding. We inspire others to do the same. And in doing so, we create a ripple effect of open, honest, and heart-centered communication that can transform our relationships, our communities, and our world. We live in a world that often celebrates competition over collaboration. But what if we embraced a different way of being? What if we recognize that we are stronger together, that by working together we can achieve so much more? Feminine energy is inherently collaborative. It's about coming together, sharing ideas, supporting each other's growth, and celebrating each other's successes. It's about recognizing that there is enough abundance for everyone, and that by lifting each other up, we all rise higher. When we shift from a mindset of scarcity to a mindset of abundance, we open ourselves up to endless possibilities. We create a space where everyone feels valued, where everyone has something unique to contribute. We break down the barriers of competition and create a more collaborative and supportive world. Imagine a world where businesses are run on principles of collaboration and cooperation, where teams work together seamlessly, leveraging each other's strengths to achieve shared goals, where innovation flourishes not through cutthroat competition, but through the power of collective creativity. In a world that often equates strength with dominance and aggression, it takes courage to embrace a different kind of strength, the strength of compassion, the strength of empathy, the strength of leading with your heart. Feminine energy is not weak, it's powerful. It's the power to connect with others on a deeper level, the power to understand and share in their joys and sorrows, the power to offer a listening ear, a shoulder to cry on, a helping hand. It's about recognizing that we are all interconnected, that our actions have a ripple effect on the world around us. It's about choosing kindness over judgment, understanding over blame, and forgiveness over resentment. When we lead with compassion, we create a more humane and just world. We break down the walls of separation and build bridges of understanding. We inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of compassion that spreads far and wide. For too long, leadership has been defined by masculine traits like assertiveness and dominance. But a new wave of leadership is emerging, one that embraces feminine qualities like intuition, collaboration, and empathy. Feminine leadership is not about being soft or indecisive. It's about leading with both your head and your heart. It's about trusting your intuition, listening to your inner wisdom, and making decisions that align with your values. It's about creating a shared vision, inspiring others to join you on the journey, and empowering them to contribute their unique talents and perspectives. It's about creating a culture of collaboration, where everyone feels heard, valued, and respected. Feminine leadership is about leading with love, compassion, and a deep commitment to making a positive impact on the world. It's about recognizing that true leadership is not about power over others, but about empowering others to step into their own power. Imagine a world where feminine energy is celebrated and embraced, not just by women, but by everyone. A world where compassion, empathy, and collaboration are the norm, not the exception. What would that world look like? How would it feel? It would be a world where conflicts are resolved peacefully, through dialogue and understanding, where differences are celebrated, not feared, where everyone feels a sense of belonging and connection. It would be a world where we prioritize the well-being of our planet and all its inhabitants, where we live in harmony with nature, recognizing that we are all part of something much larger than ourselves. This might seem like a utopian dream, but it's a dream worth striving for. And the journey begins with each of us. In a world that often feels transactional, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily life, forgetting the importance of genuine human connection. But when we embrace our feminine energy, we open ourselves up to a richer, more meaningful way of being. It's about shifting our focus from what can I get to what can I give. It's about approaching our relationships, both personal and professional, with an open heart and a willingness to connect on a deeper level. It's about being fully present in our interactions, listening attentively, and offering our undivided attention. It's about creating a space where others feel seen, heard, and valued for who they truly are. When we build authentic connections, we create a ripple effect of love and positivity that extends far beyond ourselves. We transform our relationships, our communities, and ultimately, our world. For generations, women have been conditioned to be polite, to not rock the boat, to accept the status quo. But true change requires us to challenge the norms, to speak up for what we believe in, to advocate for ourselves and for those who are marginalized or silenced. This doesn't mean we have to become aggressive or confrontational. Feminine energy is about using our voices with strength and grace. It's about speaking our truth with clarity, compassion, and a deep belief in our own worthiness. It's about using our voices to raise awareness, to challenge injustice, to create a more equitable and just world for all. It's about recognizing that our voices have power and that by using them, we can inspire change. Don't be afraid to speak up, to share your story, to advocate for what you believe in. Your voice matters. The world needs more feminine energy. It needs our compassion, our empathy, our creativity, our intuition, our ability to connect and collaborate. It needs our voices, our stories, our unique perspectives. When we embrace our femininity, we unlock our power to create positive change. We become catalysts for a more beautiful, just, and compassionate world. The journey begins with each of us. It begins with embracing our own feminine power. It begins with speaking our truth, leading with our hearts, and connecting with others in authentic and meaningful ways. It begins with believing that we can make a difference. Sarah always thought of herself as too sensitive. She cried easily, felt deeply, and avoided conflict at all costs. She admired strong, assertive women, but couldn't imagine herself ever being one of them. She associated femininity with weakness, with being a delicate flower that wilted under pressure. Then she stumbled upon a workshop on embracing feminine energy. The facilitator spoke about the power of vulnerability, the strength in empathy, the importance of honoring your emotions. Sarah felt a glimmer of recognition, a spark of hope igniting within her. She began to realize that her sensitivity wasn't a weakness, but a superpower. She started practicing mindfulness, tuning into her intuition, and setting healthy boundaries. She learned to communicate her needs with grace and clarity, and to embrace her emotions without judgment. Slowly but surely, she began to step into her power. She discovered a strength she never knew she possessed, a resilience that came from embracing her whole self. She found her voice, both literally and metaphorically, and began speaking up for herself and for what she believed in. Sarah realized that true strength wasn't about being tough or unemotional. It was about being authentically and courageously herself. Maria had always been a creative soul, bursting with ideas and artistic talent, but she silenced her inner artist, choosing a practical career. One day, she found a group of women empowering female entrepreneurs. Inspired, Maria took a leap of faith. She started creating again, pushing through self-doubt. She launched a small business, sharing her art with the world. Maria's transformation showed the power of embracing your passions. In a small town nestled amidst rolling hills, a group of women gathered every week in a cozy living room. They came from all walks of life: mothers, entrepreneurs, artists, teachers, each with their own stories, their own struggles, their own dreams. But they shared a common bond, a desire to connect, to support, to uplift one another. They called themselves the Sisterhood Circle, a safe haven where they could be vulnerable, where they could celebrate their successes and offer comfort during challenging times. They shared their hopes and fears, their triumphs and setbacks, their wisdom and laughter. They listened without judgment, offering words of encouragement and gentle guidance. They celebrated each other's achievements, big or small, recognizing that every step forward was a victory. Through the power of shared experience, they realized they weren't alone in their journeys. They learned from each other, inspired each other, and empowered each other to step into their full potential. The Sisterhood Circle became a source of strength, a reminder that when women come together with a shared purpose, magic happens. Janine had always excelled in the corporate world. She was intelligent, strategic, and driven, quickly climbing the ranks in a male-dominated industry. But as she rose through the leadership ladder, she noticed a disconnect. The emphasis on competition, aggression, and bottom-line results left her feeling unfulfilled. She longed for a more collaborative and compassionate approach, one that valued people as much as profits. Inspired by her own journey of embracing her feminine strength, Janine decided to challenge the status quo. She started by making small changes in her leadership style. She prioritized open communication, actively listening to her team's ideas and concerns. She fostered a culture of collaboration, encouraging teamwork and mutual support. She led with empathy, recognizing that everyone was facing their own battles, both personal and professional. To her surprise, these changes were met with not resistance but relief. Her team thrived in the supportive and collaborative environment she created. Productivity increased, creativity flourished, and employee morale soared. Janine proved that feminine leadership wasn't a weakness, but a competitive advantage, a way to achieve sustainable success while creating a more humane and fulfilling workplace. From bustling cities to remote villages, a global movement was taking shape. Women from all walks of life, across cultures and continents, were rising up, embracing their power, and creating a more just and compassionate world. In Africa, women were leading the charge in sustainable development, creating businesses that empowered local communities and preserved the environment. In Asia, female entrepreneurs were breaking down barriers in technology and innovation, challenging traditional gender roles and inspiring future generations. In South America, women were at the forefront of social justice movements, fighting for equality, human rights, and environmental protection. In Europe and North America, women were leading the way in politics, business, and the arts, using their voices to advocate for change and create a more equitable society. This global sisterhood transcended geographical boundaries, united by a shared vision of a world where women's voices were heard, their contributions valued, and their rights respected. It was a movement fueled by courage, compassion, and an unwavering belief in the power of feminine energy to heal and transform the world. Malala Yousafzai, a young Pakistani activist, became a global icon for her courageous fight for girls' education. Her story resonated with millions around the world, a testament to the power of one voice to ignite a movement. Malala's story was a powerful reminder that age is no barrier to making a difference. Her unwavering belief in the right of all girls to an education, her refusal to be silenced by fear or intimidation, inspired countless individuals to stand up for what they believed in. Her story sparked a global conversation about the importance of girls' education, highlighting the transformative power of empowering women and girls. Malala's legacy lived on, a beacon of hope and a call to action for future generations to continue the fight for equality and justice. The embrace of feminine energy wasn't limited to women. More and more men were recognizing the importance of balancing their masculine and feminine qualities, understanding that true strength came from embracing the full spectrum of their being. They were challenging traditional notions of masculinity, redefining what it meant to be a man in the 21st century. They were embracing vulnerability, cultivating empathy, and prioritizing connection over competition. These men understood that embracing their feminine side didn't diminish their masculinity, but rather enhanced it. They became more present partners, more emotionally available fathers, and more compassionate leaders. Imagine a world where feminine energy is no longer viewed as weak or submissive, but as a powerful force for positive change. A world where compassion, collaboration, and intuition are valued as essential leadership qualities. A world where both men and women embrace their full selves, creating a more balanced and harmonious society. This is the future we are creating, one act of courage, one act of empathy, one step at a time. It's a future where the voices of women and girls are heard loud and clear, where their contributions are celebrated, and where their leadership paves the way for a more just and compassionate world. Let us embrace the power of femininity in all its forms to create a brighter tomorrow for ourselves and for generations to come. We've journeyed together through stories of courage, resilience, and transformation. We've explored the multifaceted nature of feminine energy, dispelling the myth that it's about weakness or fragility. We've seen how embracing our vulnerability, intuition, and capacity for deep connection can lead to profound personal growth and societal change. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all definition of femininity. It's not about conforming to stereotypes or societal expectations. It's about honoring the unique expression of the feminine that resides within each of us. It's about embracing our strength and our softness, our logic and our intuition, our assertiveness and our empathy. It's about recognizing that our perceived flaws are often our greatest strengths. Our sensitivity allows us to connect with others on a deeper level. Our empathy enables us to lead with compassion and understanding. Our intuition guides us towards our authentic path. As we learn to embrace all parts of ourselves, we step into our wholeness. We become a tapestry woven with threads of strength, resilience, vulnerability, and love. Imagine a world where feminine energy is no longer seen as a threat, but as a vital force for positive change. A world where collaboration trumps competition, where empathy guides our actions, and where intuition is valued as highly as logic. Picture boardrooms where decisions are made with both the head and the heart, where leaders prioritize the well-being of their employees and the planet as highly as profits. Envision classrooms where emotional intelligence is nurtured alongside academic achievement, where children are taught to embrace their emotions and cultivate healthy relationships. Imagine a world where vulnerability is seen as a strength, where authenticity is celebrated, and where connection is at the heart of everything we do. This is the promise of feminine energy, a promise of a more balanced, compassionate, and harmonious world. It's a world where we celebrate our interconnectedness, recognizing that we are all part of something much larger than ourselves. It's a world where we lead with love, knowing that kindness and compassion are not signs of weakness, but the ultimate expressions of strength. Embracing your feminine power is not a destination, but a journey, a lifelong exploration of your inner landscape. It's about cultivating self-awareness, nurturing your intuition, and honoring your emotions. It's about learning to trust yourself, to listen to the whispers of your heart, and to live a life that is in alignment with your values. This journey will look different for everyone. There's no right or wrong way to embrace your feminine energy. What matters most is that you approach this journey with curiosity, compassion, and a willingness to explore the depths of your being. Be patient with yourself. There will be times when you stumble, when self-doubt creeps in, or when old patterns resurface. Embrace these moments as opportunities for growth. Remember that every step you take, no matter how small, is a step in the right direction. Surround yourself with a supportive community. Connect with other women who inspire you, who lift you up, and who encourage you to step into your power. Share your journey, your challenges, and your triumphs. Remember, you are not alone. The world needs your feminine energy now more than ever. It needs your compassion, your intuition, your creativity, your ability to connect and collaborate. It needs your voice, your story, your unique gifts. The time to step into your power is now. Don't wait for permission. Don't let fear hold you back. The world is waiting for you to share your light, to make your mark, to create the change you wish to see. Start small, embrace your passions, speak your truth, connect with others. Use your voice to advocate for what you believe in. Remember, every act of courage, every act of kindness, every step you take towards embracing your feminine power creates a ripple effect that extends far beyond yourself. You have the power to inspire others, to uplift your community, and to create a more beautiful world. As we conclude this exploration of feminine energy, let us remember that this is just the beginning. The journey of embracing our feminine power is a lifelong adventure, filled with both challenges and triumphs. Embrace it all. Embrace your strength and your softness. Embrace your vulnerability and your resilience. Embrace your intuition and your logic. Embrace all parts of yourself, for it is in your wholeness that you will find your true power. And as you journey inward, remember to extend compassion and understanding to yourself and to others. We are all on this journey together, learning, growing, and evolving. Let us support each other, uplift each other, and celebrate the unique beauty and power of feminine energy in all its forms. The future is bright, The future is feminine. The future is ours to create.